Reaching New Heights Through Health and Happiness, Part 2, Chapter 1. A man once requested that the Lubavitcher Rebbe help him focus on a mitzvah as a positive active commandment that he could work to improve a mitzvah lo tazeh, negative commandment he could better abstain from. The Rebbe responded that basically the mitzvah is that he should work on being happy, and the lo tazeh is to not think negative thoughts. We are taught Deuteronomy 22:8. To build a gate around a roof to prevent bringing the guilt or bloodshed is into our home lest someone fall. The Rebbe taught that this message applies even to those who do not own a house. The roof represents a mind, and we must erect barriers that will shield us against the spirit of foolishness. They can easily take up residence in our minds, controlling and directing our thoughts away from Torah. Quote, Reb David of Metzrich was approached by a man who complained that he was unable to clear his mind of the sinful thoughts that bothered him constantly. The Maggid told him to visit a Reb Se'eb, the lead holder of an inn in the village of Zitomir. The man arrived at Zitomir quite late at night. The door that Reb Se'eb's inn was locked, but the man heard some movement inside. He knocked on the door numerous times, but no one answered. It was in the height of the Ukrainian winter, and as he banged on the door, he cried out, begging whoever was inside to open up for him. When he still received no response, he shouted angrily, "Have you no pity on the fellow Jew who is stranded outside in the cold?" Not a word in return. The door remains locked until daybreak, when Reb Ze'ev flung it open, welcomed the man warmly, and ushered him inside. No mention was made of his previous attempts to enter. The man stayed at the inn for a few days, yet Reb Ze'ev asked him no questions whatever. The man wondered why the Maggid of Maastricht had sent him all the way there. When he began to prepare for the journey home, he presented his riddle to his host. "Our Rebbe, the Maggid, sent me to visit you, but I don't know why." "I'll tell you what the Maggid directed you to hear," said Reb Ze'eb. "He wanted you to learn from me that a man is the master of his house, and whomever he does not want inside, he simply does not admit." End quote. Rabbi Sheneur Salman of Liadi taught that idle talk is a source of foreign thoughts that invade one's mind when he is trying to pray to learn Torah. Our speech affects our thoughts. Uncontrolled speech leads to uncontrolled thoughts. The Tzemach Tzedek advised a Chassid who admitted that he found it difficult to be happy that thought, speech, and action are within one's control. A person must guard his thoughts and think only thoughts that bring joy. He should be cautious not to speak about sad or depressing matters, and he should behave as if he were very joyous. Even if he does not feel especially happy, in the end, he will ultimately be joyous. As the Tanya tells us, quote, "The vitality of words is spoken for a sacred purpose, ascends and is absorbed in sanctity. For example, he who makes a humorous remark to sharpen his mind and make his heart rejoice in God and his Torah and service, which should be practiced joyfully, as Rabbah was wont to do with his pupils, prefacing his discourse with a humorous remark, whereupon his students became cheerful and thereby more receptive and better able to understand the discourse." End quote. Rabbi Kaplan continues, quote, "The thought process itself is also controlled to a large degree by the unconscious, but it can also be controlled by the conscious mind. That is most obvious in the case of the reverie. When one is relaxing and is not paying particular attention to it, the reverie flows from one thought to another without conscious effort, free association, which may allow one to gain an understanding of the unconscious mind." End quote. In his research and practice, Dr. John A. Zarna supported the teachings of the Lubavitcher Rebbe in regard to a peace of mind being necessary for healing. He found that the unconscious mind produces physical ailments to mask emotions that one cannot relate verbally or experientially. For example, if someone does not want to deal with a particular psychological stress, the mind will create certain types of pains, back pain, headache, usually connected to the stressor, which effectively diverts attention from the first, more painful stress. Dr. Sarna calls realizing self-awareness of the connection between mind and body unmasking. It is powerful medicine. I have seen it work with many of my clients who suffer from varying physical and mental ailments. By acknowledging and unmasking this greatest stress through a true analysis of the situation, they empower their own body to release the illness by addressing the original problem they had been avoiding. One young man sought me out when his severely painful earaches were not responding to any medical treatments. Applying a Hasidic spin to Dr. Sarno's technique, I asked him if he was experiencing any particular stress at the moment. He responded that he was trying to choose a different school and was finding the selection process stressful and overwhelming, because I have been hearing so many different options about different places. Through Torah analysis, he recognized the connection between the ear, the part of his body that was receiving so much information, and his stress. By the end of that one session, his pain disappeared completely. The world smiles within you. Just as a mind-body connection can use our subconscious thoughts to cause a physical manifestation of an emotion, a physical manifestation of an emotion can influence our subconscious thoughts. The truth of the statement, the inside follows the outside, have become borne out by numerous studies showing that when we push ourselves to a smile, even if we do not feel it like it, we still find a reason for a genuine smile. Laughter has been found in scientific studies to lower blood pressure, reduce levels of stress hormones, improve immunity, tone certain muscle groups, provide a moderate cardiovascular workout, trigger the release of endorphins, the body's natural painkillers, into the bloodstream, and improve our general sense of well-being. The study found to even anticipating something funny produced some of those beneficial effects. Proverbs 17:22 reminds us that a cheerful heart is good medicine. As mentioned earlier, the Talmudical figure Rabbah will always open his lectures with a humorous anecdote or pithy saying, believing that after having a good laugh, his students would be better able to focus on and retain the rest of the other teachings. The Zohar 284b indicates being cheerful is a path to happiness, for the cheerfulness of man draws upon himself another and supernal cheerfulness. Smile, and God smiles with you. Allowing ourselves to smile and laugh can be one of our healthiest habits. Points for reflection. It is a mitzvah to take care of our whole self. 2. A healthy body contributes to our overall happiness. 3. Improper eating habits cause strange thoughts. 4. And strange thoughts disrupt our equilibrium. 5. Mushy mind syndrome has multiple causes. 6. The seed of happiness is found in a state of mind. 7. Hasidut highlights the power of our mind to control our emotions, rather than have our emotions control our thoughts. 8. Think good and it will be good. 9. Meditation is an aid to health. 10. Controlling our speech helps control our thoughts. 11. B'simcha mashavach, positive thoughts lead to positive emotions. 12. Physical maladies may have a spiritual cause. 13. Emotions may originate in a physical behavior. 14. Smiles and laughter can bring joy. Exercises and meditations. Guided imagery and visualization is a recognized therapeutic modality which I have found to be a potent tool for personal growth. It is a way of focusing your imagination to create calm, peaceful images in your mind. It has successfully been used in many settings to benefit patients suffering from a variety of conditions, for example, to reduce pain and discomfort in seriously injured burn patients, as well as in women with metastatic breast cancer, to improve mood in patients suffering from depression and even other mood disorders, to boost immune response in research subjects, and to speed healing in patients who have just undergone surgery. We each possess an almost limitless ability to train our brain to get into the habit of positive responses. Exercising your brain increases its capacity. The more you use imagery, the more accustomed your brain becomes to applying it. and the more you benefit from it. At first, you may feel even more stressed at the thought of forcing yourself to relax, but this will be overcome right with time. Some people are naturally adept at imagery, others need time to get a hang of it. So don't worry. If your first attempts don't seem effective, persevere, and eventually you will be able to incorporate into your daily routine the behavioral changes that you are targeting. Visualization, is simple. It can be done anywhere. But a quiet place where you are not likely to be interrupted is best. First, get into a comfortable seated position in a chair that supports your head and arms as well as your back. Your feet should be touching the floor and other support. You may recline slightly, but an upright position is most conducive to clear thinking. It makes it less likely that you might fall asleep. Close your eyes, inhale several deep breaths through your nose, and inhale your mouth until you are breathing in a steady rhythm. With each inhalation, visualize that you are breathing in everything that is good: tranquility, love, harmony, and optimism. With each exhalation, breathe out everything that is troublesome: tension, sadness, bitterness, anger, and pessimism. Feel lighter, and as the soothing wave of relaxation flows over and through you. Form your hands into fists until you feel the tension. Count to 3. Then slowly open your hands and release the tension. Notice the difference between the tension and relaxation. And squeeze your toes tightly until you feel the tension. After a count of 3, relax your toes and release the tension there. Now tense your forehead, cheeks, and lips. Count to 3 and release the tension. Reflect on the difference between your previous feelings of tension and your present feelings of relaxation. Shut your eyes and tighten them. Keeping them closed, relax them, then tighten them again and again relax them. Finally, tense your back and shoulder muscles. Lift your shoulders up. After counting to 3, slowly let them drop as you release the tension. See yourself outside in a verdant setting. The weather is lovely. Feel the warmth of the sun. Smell the scent of the earth, the grass, the flowers. Hear the birds calling. You look around. You see a sign hanging from a nearby tree. It says, "Your mind is a garden. Your thoughts are the seeds." You can grow flowers or you can grow weeds. Whatever you plant in your mind will grow there. You can develop a personal garden of happiness, whatever you are and whenever you want. Under the sign, in a cart holding an assortment of gardening tools, everything you need to prepare the ground to plant garden is right there. The seed packets are unmarked. You know that whatever seeds you choose will blossom into beautiful flowers if you so desire. You look around and see an array of stunning blooms. You inhale their lovely fragrances. Gently stroke the silky petals. You have adorned this beautiful garden. You realize this garden is there whenever you want to visit it. But close your eyes and visualize yourself there. See yourself on your chair, smiling. Open your eyes, feeling happy, energized to face life's challenges with a positive attitude. As an exercise this week, at least once a day, visualize your thoughts attempting to enter your head. Imagine yourself allowing only positive thoughts in. All others are politely but firmly turned away at the door. Some thoughts go away quickly. Others need to be pushed away with both hands. See yourself choosing carefully and correctly until only positive thoughts even try to enter.